This is for the creators.
I'm Vinay.
And I'm Ryan.
And this is For the Creators.
We are back
In the building.
On
the ones and twos.
Literally back in the building. Yeah.
Yeah.
Recording.
I would like to think that we're recording the building, Ryan.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
We can record anywhere, to be fair.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta say, like, it's definitely winter now.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
Well, it's not that cold.
No, but winter is coming.
When I was driving here, the sunset was amazing.
Beautiful,
it was
yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Red sky at night.
But I'm wearing tights today.
I'm
I
wearing
was
a
showing
jumper.
legs last week. It's cold.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's definitely got cold. Especially today. It's nice, though.
Yeah.
I don't mind it.
I don't... No, I'm not a winter
Because it was
fan.
still... but it was still sunny. As long as it's sunny, I know business. What the temperature is.
Because I get sad.
Me too. Majorly.
And that's seasonal associative disorder.
I thought it was seasonal affective disorder. Or is it associative?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Learn something.
One out of the two.
One out of two. It's still sad.
Yeah.
You
So
get
for anyone who doesn't know what SAD is, it's basically, it's a lack of vitamin D. So you get really low and depressed during winter months.
Is it D or C?
D.
Oh.
Because vitamin D is what you get from sunlight.
Right. Because I was going to go Holland and Barrett today to get some supplements.
Vitamin C is
I
more
was gonna get
for
vitamin C.
your immune system.
Okay.
So that prevents colds and things like that.
So I need vitamin D then.
But for SAD, it's vitamin D because it's literally sunlight in a tablet. So I need to stock up on mine as well because I know it's definitely something that I suffer from, and I wasn't even aware of it until one time, like this nurse told me about it, and I was like, that makes sense.
Yep.
October is the worst month for me.
Because yeah, exactly.
So the podcast ended in October. It's sadness. Yeah, on that note, so what have you been up to this week, dude?
Just a lot of recording. A lot of planning. We've got some good things coming up.
Yeah, man.
We have a Have Your Say episode coming up where we want to hear your thoughts. So we're going to post up more information about that on probably Instagram on how everyone can get involved and how you can send in your thoughts to us for inclusion in that episode. Yeah,
and also for Black History Month, we thought that would be really cool to have some past guests come on. So we're going to be doing some lives on Wednesdays and also on Sundays throughout the whole of Black History Month. We're going to have Storm, one of our past guests who was on episode, I think, 37. And Storm's going to be speaking to some of her creative friends about different issues around Black History Month. I know one of her friends is an albino model, so that's an interesting topic to cover. Covering some topics like the Black Pound. I want to cover one on the angry Black woman because I'm angry. I'm joking.
You're perceived to be angry.
Because we're perceived to be angry.
Exactly.
So I wanted to explore that topic a little bit, especially how we're represented in the media and how the media basically perpetuates that rhetoric that we're always angry. It's like, dude, I've got feelings too. It's not always anger.
No, exactly. How come that happens?
I don't know. I need to update my settings clearly. Off topic there. The live just went off a little bit. Yeah, so in Black History Month, look out for those. We just want to utilize our lives a little bit more and discuss some topical issues.
Yeah. Not our lives, like our actual 30 odd years on this earth, like Instagram
lives. Yeah.
Use our lives more effectively. Well, we do want to use our lives more effectively, to be fair, every day. But yeah, Instagram live in this case. Yeah.
And then throughout the whole of Black History Month, we'll be featuring some amazing creatives. For obvious reasons, they're all going to be black. Not that we're racist.
We're creating our own Black history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also wanted to, on our Instagram in particular, was to feature a lot of black creators, but give some background as to who they are and what they do, rather than it just being at face value, to really go into their history and, what motivates them and, explore who they are as individuals.
So, yeah, keep a lookout for that, people. This hot water is doing a lot.
Cut this out.
I will.
Anyways.
So on Monday we had a great episode with Shades of Beauty, the founders of Shades of Beauty. What did you get from that episode?
I think the main thing that I took out of it was the value of the black pound and how much we underestimate it. We spend a lot of our money on products like black beauty products and things like that, but that money never stays within our community. And rather than always trying to get into the house, I think it's time that we create our own houses and create our own brands and create things for ourselves that we can promote. One of the things that came out is when they were doing Shades of Beauty, they were approaching a lot of European brands and brands that already exist that a lot of black women use, and these brands were reluctant to even take part in the event because they were like, we don't attend black experiential events.
Black activation events
or
some
experiential events, something along those lines. And I was like, that's crazy because it's one thing for us to spend our money in the market, but then you don't even want to promote to us.
Why would you exclude your customer base? It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
But I was going to say the same thing that off of that point. The main thing I got is, in the face of exclusion, just keep going and keep on doing your own thing and raise the bar as well, because that's what they've done. They've seen events in general and they've literally been the change that they want to see in the events space for black women.
And it's also this thing, I think, for most black businesses, we underestimate our potential and we always do things in a very mediocre way. So not really doing things to the best of our potential. That's how black people do it. And there's always this excuse of black people are late, black people put on events that are not well thought out. And I think that's one of the things that really came across with them, I guess, from Christina's background in events management for like the Daily Mail and things like that. She knew how to put on corporate events and she brought that to her own event to step the bar up. It's like if you can attend Essence Festival in America and you walk away saying that was amazing from the look, the feel, the smell, the whole ambience of it, then every black event should be like that. It shouldn't be standard. Like you're going down to the barbershop and barbershop's a barbershop and hairdressers and food shop and everything in one.
Yeah,
it's like, why can't we have something that's just genuinely nice?
Why can't it be better?
Yeah. So
yeah, congrats and kudos to Shades of Beauty.
Yeah, two amazing women. We sat down with both Grace and Christina, so definitely an episode worth listening to.
Yep.
And I'll be speaking to Christina on the 7th of October during Black History Month, like I said, to discuss the value of the black pound.
So tune into that on our Instagram at For The Creators Podcast on Instagram.
Yes.
Cool. So we have a guest, like we usually do, on Spotlights, and we are spotlighting the wonderful Valentina.
Drum roll.
Grand entrance.
And I must say that Valentina came with the fashion today.
Yes.
She is looking hot.
Shake the tassels.
Thanks, guys.
I thought they might make a sound.
Make a note. Yeah.
I'll add the sound effect later.
You have to.
Literally, she looks bomb.com. She brought the fashion.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me, guys.
Pleasure.
Coming
How you
down.
I'm good. Amazing.
What have you been up to today?
Today I was in the studio brainstorming for the release of my first video, which I'm super excited about. Super excited about, like, beyond words. It's like a new stepping stone. I feel like, yes.
You made it.
Literally, like, yes. One down, like 1,000 left to go.
Seriously. What was that
amazing.
Like? Shooting it. Oh, that was incredible. It's based outside. The scenes are based outside, apart from one. So everything is going to be very, like, abstract, arty, kind of fashion-y. So, yeah, I'm really excited for it. It's going to be very different to what people probably expect from me, or even what I expect from myself. Like, I really feel like I really stepped up my game with this one.
Really? So what's the name of the single?
Foolish Ways. It's actually my first single that I released earlier this year. So instead of us, like, moving forward onto another song, we really felt that because we did a campaign for Foolish Ways, which was my Foolish Ways confessions, where I got a few people just to say a brief confession of something that they used to do. It's about your past and moving forward from your past.
Confession.
How did you convince people to do that? Was it online?
Yeah, it was online. So you can find a few of them. Literally, you can find a few of them on my Instagram page or on my Twitter, on my Facebook and stuff. I'm going to put a few more to campaign with for the release of the video as well.
We should take part.
Yes, you should.
That was my mouth vomiting. Just now, I take it back.
No, I would really love it if you got. Yeah, yeah.
I don't mind.
But what's the topic though? What are you confessing about?
I had a period of time when after my father passed away, that I was really like low, and I think I took grieving. Everyone grieves differently, don't they? And obviously, I stopped going to church, and I just started partying and stuff. Obviously, it was I just finished school, so I was in college and stuff. So I kind of just like what they say is like a grieving girl gone wild.
Okay.
So then I just felt like as if like it wasn't really me, like to be like that and stuff. And I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Don't get me wrong. It's always nice to go and shake a leg. I love shaking a leg here and there. But I think at that time it really affected me as growing up as a young girl. I think it really I think I did it more to numb the pain of what I was going through rather than to enjoy being there. So I really wanted to, when I was introducing myself as an artist, especially as a solo artist, I wanted people to come into my world and just know that within this year that I decided to quit my job and do music, that it was a growing period for me as a person. So that's where Foolish Ways comes in with it. So it was just me finding myself as finding my way as my own, standing there by myself, being like, okay, I know who I am now. So that's where Foolish Ways comes from.
Beautiful.
Deep.
So we need to dial back a bit, because so we've established that you got your single, you're doing your video, and you went through that tough point in your life. But when did you start in music? When did you start singing?
I started in music from church. So I started singing in church, just gospel choir with my cousin and a really close family friend in church. And we actually formed a group in church when we were younger. So we just used to do... I was about between I think I was 6.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, young. Yeah, I was in primary school writing songs.
Okay.
Literally. They weren't that great, but, you know.
So you've literally known that you wanted to be a singer all of your life?
Yeah, pretty much. I've always had something musical embedded in me. Like I played the recorder when I was in primary school. I wanted to learn to play the guitar. The guitar's probably still sitting in my attic now. I've got a keyboard. Haven't touched it yet either, but you know, my main instrument. My main instrument is the vocals, 100%. So I've always loved music. I think I fell in love with music because of the feeling that it gives you. It kind of moves you. It makes you feel even like if you're sad, you listen to a song and it's just like, oh my days, it's not just me that's sad.
Like the rhythm of your soul.
Exactly.
Like, what would life be without music?
It wouldn't
music.
It wouldn't be life.
Literally.
So was it always music in your household?
Yeah.
What kind?
Yeah, always music. Mostly like Bob Marley. All my days, I would wake up listening to Bob Marley. My dad
What's
used
your
to.
family background?
Zambian.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Both sides.
My mom used. Yeah, both sides. My mom used to be more like Dolly Parton, Shania Twain.
Yeah, love of the country. Yeah. Your mum sounds like she's Jamaican.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. Because that's literally what Jamaicans
love country music.
Yeah. And then your dad was listening to Technically. You're like a Jamaican citizen.
Yeah.
From
musically,
from Zambia. Jamaica via Zambia.
So yeah, and my sister loved music as well, so she always used to listen to the UK garage, the UK UK R&B, even back in the day, old school UK R&B, you know, the Shola Ammers, they were the ones, trust me. So then, and the Mystiques, girl groups and stuff. So I think that's where the whole girl group thing came in, when me, my cousin, and a girl from my church decided we wanted to do. We used to call ourselves RTI.
What did that stand
We got it
for?
from Raquel Tina Ivy.
There you go.
Simple.
So just Get to simple and cute. Literally. So then, we started listening. We loved harmonies, just the whole aspect of bringing like different voices together and making it sound like one. It was just
It's fun.
intriguing. It was fun as well.
You have a lot of rehearsals.
We used to sing on the bus, on the train,
the same
everything.
It's sick though, because when it comes together, it's beautiful, man.
I've always
literally.
admired harmonies because I think that's something that it's like a next level. Because bringing three voices together as one, I think when I used to watch things like X Factor, that's what I enjoyed the most. The groups that used to come in and harmonize, because it's so easy for you to one person to sing, and the next person to sing, and the next person to sing, but for you to all come together and it just comes out as one sound.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful.
That was one of the
thing.
best things about 90s R&B. It was
Yes.
full of harmony. Like,
Definitely.
Brandy is the queen of it.
Brandy's
Oh
vocal
my,
production is nuts. Yeah.
crazy.
But even like
Crazy.
because there was a lot of boy groups.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
like
the
3 or
Boys to
4
Men.
Boys to
Yeah,
Men,
yeah,
Drew
yeah.
Hill,
Yeah,
112.
literally.
Oh, jeez. That was like one of the best
All
eras.
I'm just seeing is Carl Kanai, big jeans, guys just dancing.
Do-rags. Do-rags and harmonies. Volume 1. We should do that. That should be one of our Spotify playlists.
Halloween.
That should be quite fun. That'd be fun.
Well, we do a Spotify playlist. Maybe you can do that one
Yeah,
for
you
us.
can do a
Yeah.
playlist.
Oh
for
yes,
us.
I'm totally
Yeah, sick.
involved.
Yeah, so
Let's
every
do
Friday
it.
we have Fresh Music Fridays, and we get one of our guests to curate the playlist of their top 10 songs.
Ooh,
So
that would be fun.
cool for
That'd be
you to
wicked.
do the week when you're on.
Yeah.
Dope. Sorted.
I'm down.
Sorted.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Down.
So RTI are the biggest girl group in the world at this point.
RTI was the biggest girl group.
is that
So
why
we were
Destiny
like-
Child broke up?
Yeah.
They heard the earthquake of you coming.
They heard our they heard our arrival, man. Trust me. No, but RTI was like an R&B soul girl group. So that's where the whole man, I loved it. It was so fun actually. Thinking about it now,
Memories.
that's really making me reflect.
Yeah.
Yeah, where it all
Flex,
began.
I like
You know, you have
this.
to start somewhere.
Exactly, man.
Exactly. And then down the line from then, I actually joined a pop girl group. I know it's a bit different.
So what, so you left
Which
that
was
group?
yeah. So we actually, it wasn't even like I left. It was kind of
Got
more
kicked out,
like
I'm
we
joking.
separated. Disclaimer. No, I'm joking. No, I'm joking. No, it's just I think everyone kind of like we never even grew apart because even now we're like the closest of closest. Like
This wasn't meant to be. Yeah.
yeah, I think it was just one of those things that we had moments of like, okay, let's do it because we were young. We had moments of okay, let's carry on doing it. I don't really want to do that. Bearing in mind, we was transitioning through school, doing school. Some of them were going off to college when I was still in school because they were older than me, like 3-4 years older than me. So I was still a baby at the time. So it was just like, so it was fun. We did it because of
Maybe it
fun. We
wasn't
didn't do
their
it for anything
passion
serious like
as
that.
much as it is yours. It could just be that they could sing.
Funny enough, at that time, I think because they were older than me, they had more of an understanding of what they wanted to do, the direction of what they wanted to do in life, and I was still like figuring it out. I was still like, oh, I want to go play out and play football and stuff, and they're like, let's rehearse. So I think it was more. It was, if anything, it was. I think it was more of me not knowing whether I was gonna do singing and be this pop star or anything like that. I knew I had the vocals to do it, but I think I was just young, you just having fun, enjoying it. Yeah, just enjoying life. And then I think a couple of years down the line, I say a couple, wasn't even a couple, probably like 6 months.
A couple of years in teenage.
Yeah, I just was thinking, I was like, wait a minute. That didn't make any sense. I didn't think it was years. Yeah, we have to cut that bit.
No, but that's what makes this conversation so authentic, you know?
Yeah. It's all good.
So got
days
approached
later.
by
2 days later.
24 hours.
You should literally add that thing 2
2 days later. I'm gonna add that.
Yeah, no, you need to add that. The dramatic part.
That's it.
2 hours later.
I got approached to join another girl group, through a vocal coach that we was working with.
Ah, okay.
So let's just say, I learned how to dance, guys. Like, I can routine dance now. Yeah, pop, lock it, drop it, everything.
In a pop group.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we was doing dance breaks and
full thing,
everything. Yeah, we was doing the whole thing. We was just like new schools, Spice Girls meets Spice Girls. No, I wouldn't go that far. I don't want to go to Destiny's Child. Yeah. It was more of like a Spice Girls thing. Everyone had their Vida. It was called Vida. We was a cool little pop girl group, man.
Vida is Vida.
Yeah, Vida, Vida. There was 4 of us. We all had our little like characters, just like the Spice Girls had our characters.
Was it around when the Spice Girls were out?
No. Oh my gosh, I'm not that old.
How old are you? If you're willing to say.
You said Spice Girls. Yeah. Wow, that's years ago, you know.
Trying to say that we're old, right?
Oh no.
I don't know about you. I don't know about you, but I'm age neutral.
I like that. I'm age neutral.
Yes,
I'm so going to use that one.
Yeah. Shout out Grime Violin.
We learned that the other day for Grime Violin. She was like, she's age neutral. We're just like, yep, we're taking that one. Thank you very much.
I love it.
Yeah.
No, I did. Growing up, me and my sister, my cousins, we always used to dance around Christmas times to Spice Girls. I always used to be left being Sporty Spice. Don't know why, but yeah, yeah. I just love Spice Girls. I used to love Spice Girls. But back to Vida. Vida, I did so many exciting things with Vida. Went on tour. I did a UK arena tour with JLS and Vida.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was Vida. Yeah, Vida was serious. Vida was. It was an amazing time. Like, showed me so much. I think that's one moment that I would definitely say added to the drive of my love for music.
Right.
I think exactly. I got the opportunity. I was so blessed to have the opportunity to see that what you can actually achieve from doing music, how you can touch people. Like, I remember coming off stage one time and we used to do like signing with fans, and a girl came over in the queue and she was crying. I was like, oh my gosh, why are you crying? She's like, I just love you guys. You don't understand. You make me feel happy every time I listen to your music.
Oh, so you had music out and everything?
Yeah, we had music out. We had videos out and stuff.
You should give us the links to those.
Oh, I will. I'll hook you up.
Yeah. That'd be dope. I want to check that out myself.
Yeah, you should.
So you were discovered by the vocal coach who then put you all together?
No, the girl group was actually put together by one of the guys from JLS.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the girl group was put together by one of the guys on JLS and one of the girls from Vida. So Arisha. Yes. So Arisha, he put the girls together, and it was actually my vocal coach that was like, because we share the same vocal coach as JLS at the time,
right? Okay.
In my old girl group. So then he was the one that was like, oh, come and check her out and stuff, and love for you to hear how she sings, and that's how that happened.
Did you audition for it, or is it just a...
No, I think he just came. He used to just come in randomly. Like, he used to come in down to my vocal sessions randomly and just sit in at the end of them, like, for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and then boom, bam. There was a meeting one day, and I was like one of the biggest pop girl groups at that time.
That's crazy.
It was incredible. It was... Do you know what? I didn't digest it until it was over, which is crazy because it happened the turnover for everything was so quick. Like, I literally joined the girl group. That first week I joined the girl group, we went straight into rehearsals and we was opening up for Ed Sheeran and Chipmunk, like literally the week after that at the O2. And then
that's crazy.
I was like 2 months after that, we recorded our single. In 2 months, like, we recorded our single. I was learning dance routines, and then we was on tour. It was really like, it was like boom, bam, 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 bam.
The other girls.
It was good because at that point, everyone was just like so like passionate about music. Everyone was just like, oh yeah, everyone was excited and enjoying it. It wasn't a job. It was literally
and
like
the JLS buzz was around that
exactly
time as well.
So you can imagine it was crazy. JLS's buzz was crazy. So yeah, we were just there like bandwagon behind, like, yeah, they're like, oh yeah, Vida, you're cool and stuff. So it was just like, yeah, it was really fun, man.
That must have been nuts, especially considering like breaking a band at that point. People would think you have to go on X Factor. You have to go on something. Britain's Got Talent. So
but
for you guys to kind of
jumped on the bandwagon.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you kind of caught a slipstream, which is dope.
Oh yeah, it was incredible. We did festivals. We did some Pride festivals as well. We did Stoke and Trent festivals. We did quite a lot. We did a lot of stuff. It was so amazing. Like, I never in a million years thought I'll see so much so early in music, and especially at the time with my age, I was just like, oh my days, I'm singing in front of 20,000 people.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. It's insane.
But it's good preparation for
100%. 100%.
No doubt.
Exactly.
I have no doubt that you're going to be
I want
doing
even
arena
more.
tours and
Exactly.
just saying
Because you've
that
seen it.
you came here first.
It's not only that you've seen it, you've actually done it.
Yeah,
You've
I've
done it.
experienced it. So it's just like, I know it's possible.
Yeah.
So
Sometimes-
that was a bit of a whirlwind.
Yeah.
When did the whirlwind kind of come to an
Do you
end?
know what? It's funny enough they say that. It's as quick as it started, it's as quick as it came and went. Like, I couldn't tell you the time period, because it was like literally maybe like a year and a half, 2 years that I joined the girl group, and then unfortunately it came to an end. And I think that's just down to the fact of it got to a point where I actually honestly don't even know why it ended. I think maybe it was at the time we was Little Mix was just coming through X Factor, and I don't know what the story behind everything in there. So I can't speak on something that I was
right.
unaware about in terms of like the behind the scenes, because obviously management deals with everything and stuff like that, and I wasn't too clued up in terms of everything that was going on. I was just there singing in the studio. I was just appearing. I was just there. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I think it was one of them ones. Lil Mix came on the scene. There was a bit of a, okay, copy here, copy there. That they took the, madness. I think there was a bit of more of a political industry situation that happened. And then it kind of blocked us off in the sense of, I don't know what happened.
There's room for two of you.
Was you signed to a label at the point?
No, it was independent.
That's a really good achievement to do that.
Yeah, it was independent, and I think we probably had investment. I'm not too sure, but we was independent. So we did a lot, man.
Wow. So was it a conscious decision from like you yourself to be like, well, we're being blocked here. Should we just leave? Or
I think it was a decision made for by the team,
right?
And then it was kind of brought to us, and then it was kind of just like explained, like, well, we've got this far, and you guys have really tried your hardest and you've done amazing and everything like that. But unfortunately, we've come to a point where it's like, we're not too sure what else we can do from here. And which was understandable. And do you know what? It was an amazing run in itself. Like I said to you, haven't even known.
It's even good that they sat you down to have that conversation.
Yeah.
Not everyone would do that in the music industry.
Yeah, it's
So
true.
Lucky to even have that conversation, man. But how did that make you feel at the time? Like,
I was disheartened because when I joined that girl group, I really tried. Like, it was very far off what I was used to. I really put everything into growing to fit in into what the expectation was for the girl group. Like, at the time, like, I wasn't even really singing that much on it. Like in terms of like I wasn't singing like how I was singing in my old girl group, like nowhere near. I wasn't. So it's not even that effect. That's why I said I made a lot of adjustments in a sense of to fit in. So it was really like, oh my gosh, like I thought that if I made those adjustments, because I was still young at the time as well, so I was just thinking, I made all those adjustments for it to come to an end anyway. But at the same time, I was like, but my CV looks crazy now.
I think it might just be a thing where you're born to stand out, and being in a girl group, like you said, you're fitting in, but it might not necessarily be what you wanted to do as an individual artist. God probably gave you a taste of it, but then the reality is that you should be doing what you're doing now.
100%.
It's just one of those things where if you continued in that group, where would you be? Now you might be slightly watered down as an artist potentially. So,
do you know what? Yeah, even as I said, when I left my job, when I quit my job to do music full time, within that year period, I realized how much joining that group has helped me be the artist that I've always wanted to be. Because with music, sometimes it's so easy to be influenced, and I had that time when I was influenced when I was young. So I knew that was something that I didn't want anymore.
You knew what to look for.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I knew that I just needed to find myself as a person, so I can find myself as an artist. So then what I'm truly bringing to the table is organic and true to me, because I feel like it's very important. It's all good and well doing something that you love, but if you're not being true to yourself, it's like, how do you expect people to gravitate or even like feel like as if they want to follow you? Because connecting
Real
is very
talk.
important. Like, it's very, very important.
Yeah, but I think it also reflects the time, because I think back in the day it was very much like the Spice Girls. The music industry thought that there was this formula that as a musician you can only fit into these particular boxes. But I think now, as we get into the social media world and things like that, where artists have more control, authenticity and individuality is the key.
Absolutely.
So and I think every artist has been through it. When you look at like the Rihannas and all of that there's always that element where, like, from Good Girl Gone Bad is when Rihanna switched it, and you can see that with everyone from Miley Cyrus and all of that. There's always that point in their career when you could tell when they said to the record label, "Listen
I've
up,
had enough."
brethren, it's time we had that talk. I'm tired of conforming. Now I want to just be myself and be this individual that I know that I was born to be. So I think that was kind of your moment.
100%.
And
100%.
it's like a blessing and a curse at the same time.
Yeah, because obviously that moment is painful, right?
Yeah.
When it's like, all right, this journey's stopped. Now what? So what did you do in that period? Like, because you said that you got a job, right?
Yeah, I just got a job.
Straight away? Or?
Like, at the time, throughout the girl group, I was doing like part-time work at like, a healthcare recruitment company that my mum was working at. So
nice.
I was just doing like part-time whenever I wasn't on tour or I wasn't traveling and stuff. Like, he would, the manager would actually help me pick up shifts and stuff over the weekend. So I was lucky enough to also have that opportunity. So I wasn't like, I had something there that was sitting there that I knew I could go back to, which another blessing that just came out of nowhere for me. So when Vida ended, I decided, okay, I'm not too sure what I want to do. I digested like, oh my gosh, I've just been in one of the biggest pop girl groups in the whole of the UK. I just did a UK tour. Oh my days, this is crazy. But now I've just gone back to normal. Like, no one knows who I am anymore. Like, I think it was really like a slap in the face that you can, like, something can come so quick and leave so quick.
That's usually how it happens, though.
Of
Anything that
course.
comes quick goes quick, and that's why it's so important to build things up organically. Because you find that with most artists who are like one-hit wonders, it's always the ones who've been in the game for like 20 years that really understand maintenance.
Yeah.
Like, you have to maintain it. It's not just
100%.
about getting it
Yeah.
so quickly. It's like people that win the lottery, they always lose it within 2 or 3 years because they never put in that hard
It's funny,
grind.
like the older you get, like the more the cliches become true. Like, easy come, easy go.
It's true.
It's true.
So now, once you achieve that level of fame, now you're never gonna let it go.
100%. And I think one of my biggest lessons that I learned is networking. Networking. Oh my days. If I had been networking at that point, even when I was in my first girl group, because there's people now, because at the time my sister was managing us, there's people, and she was doing like working in like labels at the time, so she was doing like A&R work for like different people and stuff. So she had introduced us to so many incredible people that are out there now making hits, and no one don't know them. We don't know them anymore. I don't know them anymore. I never networked at all. And funny enough, me and my sister actually having this conversation just on Friday. Me, my mum, my sister, and she was just like introducing some amazing people, thinking about it, and it's just a shame that the lack of communication and not like you didn't hold on to those opportunities at the time, like they just slipped away, and now you're here striving and putting your all into this music game, and it's just a shame that you don't have those people, you haven't got those relationships with those people that could actually potentially help you. now. So
But at least you know that now.
Yep,
You know
exactly,
that now.
100%.
Yeah, because I always say and always give advice to artists as coming up,
Yeah.
and that's the network sideways, because
Mhm.
everyone's always trying to get to like the main decision makers,
Mm.
but the main decision maker didn't just become the main decision maker, so it's networking sideways, speaking to people that are on their way there. So
Mhm.
networking with the assistant or even, I don't know, an intern or whatever, and fostering those relationships, because invariably as you rise in your career, they're going to
They're
rise in their
rising
career.
too. Yep.
Yeah.
They're not an intern in the building for fun. They want to be the managing director or CEO
Yeah.
of that company, and as you grow, they're going to grow.
100%.
5-7 years they're the A&R director at the company, and it's like you're friends.
Yeah,
So-
it's so true.
Yeah, but
so
the
true.
important thing is, even though that you hadn't fostered those relationships back then, you can still have those relationships now and foster them going forward.
Yep.
Yeah.
I
And it's
agree.
also not about being hard on yourself. You were young,
Yeah.
you know, and impressionable, and you
Yeah.
didn't know about all of that. And
Yeah.
the thing is, you had someone guiding your career, so why would you think about that? You were just focused on singing and dancing,
Yeah.
you know, and putting on a performance for the crowd.
Yeah.
But I think what you have probably above some other artists that are just coming up is you probably gain so much discipline, and you understand structure, and you understand the importance of putting on a good performance. So even though there's some of those things you didn't gain, there's so many other transferable skills that you have gained.
100%.
So it's
yeah.
kind of focusing on like the positives rather than
absolutely.
on
yeah,
the things
most
that went wrong,
definitely,
yeah.
Also humility, because it takes a lot to have that whole whirlwind and then for it to stop, because there are other things that I suppose we haven't touched on, but it's the perception of others around you. So all of a sudden you're on tour, with Jay Les, you're opening for Ed Sheeran, and then it stops. How does that affect your relationship with friends, family, like cousins, just like people that have this perception of you? How was that?
Yeah. Well, yeah, it was crazy because obviously when I did do the tour, it was like I was very much of like a sociable person. So I would spend a lot of time with my friends. I would be the one that would be there with my girls. Whether we're going cinema, we're going out, or we're chilling and stuff, I was involved. So when I did, when I was in my second girl group, it kind of stopped because obviously all my attention went to music.
Yeah.
So it was very much like we became disconnected. Like it was hard at the time as well because I was still young. So I was still in the moments of, oh, I wish I was doing this like them. I wish I was part of this. Like no one calls me anymore. No one wants to invite me anywhere no more and stuff like that. So I think it was like you said earlier, it was a blessing and a curse because I started to realize that as much as I was gaining things, I was losing things at the same time. So it was a very up and down. I remember one time when we was, I think we was in Glasgow or something like that. And I think we finished performing. We've gone and done we used to do back-to-back shows as well. When we used to do radio in the morning, we used to go do the actual arena and then we'll do like a club gig and then we'll go back because we was also promoting the single at the time.
Right.
So we was on it, like our management were on it back to back and stuff. So it was really good. And I can remember one time I'd never been away from home for so long. So I remember I came off the show, we finished performing and I just broke down. I was like, I need to speak to my mum. I want to go home. Everyone's like,
all
oh,
just
what's up?
came on
Because
top
I
of
was the
you.
baby in that group too.
Right.
So it was like, okay, I want to go home now, guys. I want to go home. They were like, no, we've still got like 2 weeks. Like just hanging there. We've still got 2 weeks. And I'm just like, oh my God, this is becoming a bit overwhelming a bit. Like you don't have anyone there with you. It was like, and bearing in mind, I
Surrounded by
just
people
met
lonely.
the girls. So I was still within the first 4 or 5 months of getting to know them. So it wasn't like as if we had built relationships, of course, but they were still in the process of work relationships rather than close friendship relationships. They were shifting over, but only just shifting over.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll never forget that time. I was just like, no, I want to go home. Yeah, so there was some good times and there was some hard times, some freaking hard times. So yeah, this attachment was hard.
Was it in that period where you felt like I need to do something more for myself as a solo artist?
No, I enjoyed being in Grill. Do you know, funny enough, I actually never saw myself as a solo artist still at that point.
Oh, okay.
I enjoyed having the girls next to me. I was shy. I was so shy. Looking back on it now, when I go on stage now, people be like, "Oh my gosh, you got so much confidence." I think to myself, "Wow."
Because even yours, it's funny because I always think, because even when you hear like Beyonce and things like that, they always say that they're shy. So it's like Sasha Fierce and Beyonce, and I think that's definitely you. Because the persona that I'm seeing today isn't the persona I saw on stage. The persona on stage is super confident. It's a vibe, and you're just like, because today you almost seem younger today for some reason. I don't know.
I think it's
more, like when you're on stage, the whole outfit and everything.
Yeah, also on stage, you're looking up, right? You're looking up at something, and it's big. It's larger than life.
Yeah, it's not to say that you're any. It wasn't like you came across negative or like overly confident. It's just that there was just this presence when you were on stage, and I thought like, wow, like I'm watching.
But Michael Jackson was like that.
Yeah,
he was super duper duper. I'm talking like I know him. Yeah, me and Mike used to sit down. He was like,
my boy Michael and that.
But yeah, no, like Quincy Jones would always say, like he was like really shy,
painfully
like,
shy.
Even singing to him, Michael Jackson singing to Quincy Jones would have to turn his back, and they worked together obviously day in day out.
Great music.
That's how, and this is the arguably the best entertainer of all time, was super shy. So yeah,
it's even like, I was watching something with Beyonce the other day that her mom posted, and even when she was at school, she didn't have any friends because she was so shy. Like no one would talk to her, no one would play with her, because she was just always like off on her own and things like that. And then when you go on the stage, it's like this other person comes out. So even now when you're talking, I'm seeing this cute, sweet little girl when she went on the stage. It's like, I'm here with my band and we're just doing the thing. I'm like, who is this person? Who did I see?
I used to do exactly the same, thinking about it.
Yeah, it's like, what is there like an energy that you channel into? Is there like a zone?
Yeah, do you know what? It took me a while to find that zone. It took me a minute to find that because I'd been in 2 girl groups. I was used to having the support system around me. So I was so used to having people there. So if I mess up, someone's going to pick it up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you know that there's never...
Exactly.
Yeah, there's always going to be that. So then when I realised, when I started doing... So when I quit my job, the first thing that me and my manager decided was like... I was just like to him, I'm a performer. That's what I do. I'm a performer. So he was like, okay, cool. So that's something that I needed to boost my confidence. Like... He even knew I was very like timid. When I did my first open mic, it took me like 3 open mics that I cancelled on doing till one day I decided, okay, I'm going to do this one. I did it. And then people were like, raw, okay, you can sing. And I was just like,
this girl can sing.
So then they were like, wow, like we don't see that side to you. Even like you were saying about the studio thing, I was exactly like that. And this was just a couple months ago.
Really?
Yeah, I'm talking about, when I quit my job and I decided to do music full time. This was last year. So last year, what are we in?
2017.
We're in September, the end of September. So it's just gone a year that I decided to quit my job, and I was like, okay, full-time music. So at the time, I was in the runs of doing shows, back-to-back shows, because I needed to find my confidence. I needed to go through those moments of stop feeling like getting like scared or getting like shaky. I just needed to learn to be able to have my own back. I needed to learn that I could do that by myself. I can do this by myself. But I had to put myself through the shakes and through the nervous stuff. I thought I just need to shake that off, because otherwise, exactly, own it. I needed to own it. So now that you're saying that, when you saw me on stage and you was just like, you was like this next girl, I was thinking, it makes me so happy, because it means all that hard work that I did last year doing, like, sometimes I used to do even 3 shows a day. Like, I would literally go... I was brutal. 4 shows a week, some of them 2 shows in a day. Good. And it was merely for myself, not for the fact of putting myself out there. I didn't even have any songs out. I transitioned from doing covers to then doing like half covers and originals. Still didn't release anything, but I just put just decided to put myself out there, so then we can really, really work on what is going to be my strongest point as an artist, which is me being on stage, because I love it. So I want people to also enjoy what I have to bring while I'm on stage. I've always seen myself as being one of those artists that touches people when I sing. I want to be able to move you. I want to bring you into my world, so you can feel like how I'm feeling in that moment, so you can be like, oh my gosh, yeah, that's deep.
Well, it sounds
I
like
was there. I'm listening to you now, and I'm like in shock, because I'm just like, wow.
Well, it sounds like
I wouldn't have been able to tell that, because that is everything that you explained that you wanted was what I felt, and I was there by myself.
no shade.
No shade at Ryan or anything. But I was there by myself, and I was like fully engrossed in what you were doing.
That's
I was just
amazing.
like, because that's why I said there was just some. That's why I ran up to you straight afterwards, because there was just something about you that set you apart from everybody else. You just stood out for me. You really did. And the thing what I liked about you as well is that I felt like you came to provide a performance, not just to sing.
Yes,
mission
Because
accomplished.
she had a full band and everything. Like,
There you
she
go.
did not come
So you're
to
thinking
play.
about it, you're
And
raising the
it
bar.
was a performance. There was some bits she did a cappella. There was some bits where she sang with the band, and then even the band was in it. And there was like bits where she had like crowd participation. And I'm telling you, she went in.
Full shebang, yeah.
Literally.
Good.
Oh my gosh, I love this. This is
Yeah,
amazing.
literally. And I was, like I said, I was by myself.
No shade.
And I was there and I was singing along and I was like, yeah. And then she had this thing where she was telling the crowd to do, and I go, ooh. And I was like,
Oh my gosh, you remember it?
yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. So literally, I just thought this is like a seasoned performer. So when I'm hearing all of this, I'm just like, wow.
Well, this is set the stage beautifully for you to break something.
Okay,
for
yes, let's
for
do
us
it.
in the audience.
Gonna
Because,
do an acapella.
yeah.
Yeah. After
is
you
my
hear
thing.
my little weak voice and you hear hers, it's just gonna be like, God damn.
Okay.
I'm excited.
Me too.
Tell me if I peek. Just
Yeah, it's cool. Like if you can do it from there. That should
okay.
be fine.
Okay. I treated you bad and wrong, my dear, but since you went away, don't you know I sit around with my head hanging down, and I wonder who's living you.
It's a yes from me.
Do it again.
Oh, I'm glad you
Told you. I told you, Ryan.
Cheese and bread.
Thought she came to play.
No, that was incredible.
Thank you so much.
Like my mouth's dropped. Like. Wow.
Thank you.
It's a yes from me. You're going to. What do they call it in their classic?
She's going straight to the final, guys. She's going straight to the final.
No, you won. You won. That's it.
I won.
Oh my days. Wow.
Oh, thanks. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
I've got no more questions. Right?
So now that we've come to the end of the episode, on that note, everything else that we had planned is completely out the window.
Bloody hell! Wow, that's just I'm in awe. No, incredible voice.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you. Wow.
With no warm up
No, what? Yeah, no warm up.
and no backing singers and no group,
That was
no
power.
group member to the left or to the right. See,
Yeah.
girl, you've come into your own.
I've come a long way, for real.
And after that story that you just told, that is such a nice way to round off that little segment.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, it's beautiful. Thank you so much.
I think I need a drink. That girl can sing. Damn.
Right, so we're going to go into the topic of the week,
Let's do this.
which is...
So, the topic of this week is, why are female recording artists encouraged to compete instead of collaborate?
Very good topic.
Very
Who
good
wants to go
topic.
first.
What do you think, Valentina?
It's definitely an interesting one because I still think it's something that me myself as an upcoming artist still don't seem to understand why. I don't know why. I think it's for me as well, coming to an environment that even though I'm used to from my background, I don't really know I didn't really come into it knowing many people in music at the time. So even like going to like little events and getting to know other artists that are like me, trying to come up, it's very difficult because you don't know if relationships are genuine. You don't know if there's a lot of people that just are here for the come up. It's very hard to differentiate relationships in the music, I think, personally. And I think in terms of with females, I've actually personally never had any encounters of that issue that you spoke about. But however, I have seen it a lot of times. Like, I don't know why, because at the end of the day, we're lacking a lot of females in music in itself. General, so you would think like everyone will come together and want to grow together and be like, okay, yeah, we're here as well, as women, like we're here, like give us a position to play in this music industry as well. But for some odd reason, I don't know, it's just like as if one pops in, pops out, a couple pop in, a couple pop out. I think there's Ray Black, she's so amazing. Like I'm fully for everything she's doing right now. Even the fact of she's got an amazing platform and she's using it to promote situations that are happening for our culture right now, and that's very important because there's not many artists that are doing that, and she's doing it in a blatant way. It's not hidden. She's the way she's coming out with it is just like, it's here, it's in our face, like let's not pretend, like what's going on, like come on. Even the song Run Run, I think that song's sick. The video's sick as well. So I don't know why guys, why females not?
No, I was gonna say it might be a question of who is pitting the females against each other, because it could be because let's say if you bust next year, it might be the media that then steps in and pits you and Ray Black against each other, for example, and you could be cool with each other, but then people reading their articles or their newspapers, or do you know what I mean? Like it could even be like innocence. Like MTV always does this. They will have like a compilation of an hour of videos. Nicki Minaj versus Cardi B. And it could be Valentina versus Ray Black. Do you know what I mean? So then it naturally starts to divide 100%. The audience. It's like who are you? Team Valentina? You team? Do you know what I mean?
It's the media, and then on top of that, it's the people that allow the media to get into their heads. Which unfortunately, we live in a society of people that just happens all the time. Especially with the way social media has taken over our lives these days. Like, it's crazy.
It's funny because I was thinking back to Brandy and Monica days, because even that was something that from the time they did The Boy Is Mine, people automatically thought they were beefing. It was just a song. But I think people like that as well. So there's a part for us to play as the listeners, in the sense of we don't need to fall into that trap. And it's even like what I posted on our Instagram, and obviously that was Biggie and Tupac, where Tupac was basically saying that MTV had a massive role to play in the West Coast, East Coast beef, because they were the one that was perpetuating it. They were putting this beef out there to millions of people, and no one would know about it if they didn't talk about it. And I think that's one of the things as well that happens within the music industry. And that's what happened recently with Cardi B and Nicki Minaj, potentially, and Nicki Minaj and Remy Ma. And I think to an extent, the whole rap culture is based around beef. But I think that now extends to other musical genres as well.
Yeah, because it's all kind of merging into one, isn't it?
Yeah.
And sometimes I think what because in business you have to be aware of your competition, right? But I think in a business sense, it's kind of like you do it quietly.
Yeah.
But I think when you're a musician, because you're in the public eye, you kind of it's more out there, it's more in your face, and people feel like it has to be one or the other. It can't be both. But why can't you enjoy Ray Black and Valentina? You know?
Yes.
See, even we're doing it now. In this hypothetical argument,
yeah,
do you know what I mean? Like, now you got the fan base.
By
is
the way,
divided.
there's absolutely no beef. She loves Ray Black. just to just a point of reference.
No, exactly. And like you said, that in business, it's, you know, for example, you had Apple versus Windows or Microsoft.
iOS versus Android.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like we do it.
We do it, yeah.
Anyway.
It's true. It's very, very true. And I feel like as if in with music as well, how they even more do it is that labels always want what another label has. So what you tend to find is that a lot of the time in the era of music, there's a lot of the same things. There's not
it's a formula that works. So we want the new Britney Spears.
Exactly.
This label over here wants to go out and find someone who's going to be exactly like Britney Spears because that formula works.
And then they use the media to make it like our artist is better than yours, kind of thing. Because obviously, then that's another way
it
of
elevates
and not having to put more money.
It's a
out
marketing
there,
strategy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like we were talking about 50 Cent, and he said that is his marketing.
whole marketing
when he was
strategy is beef.
When I saw him on Oprah, he had an interview with Oprah, and Oprah said, "Why do you like cause arguments with people?" And he goes, "Well, I'm here. The reason I'm here is because I called you out, Oprah. I called you out. That got your attention, and now I'm on Oprah." Sick.
No, but that's been his strategy
Yeah.
from the get-go. Like what he did to Ja Rule, he literally ended Ja Rule's career. But even before Ja Rule, he started off his music career just calling everybody out,
everyone,
from the
everyone.
Jay-Z's, everyone.
That's crazy.
That's why Jay-Z was like, "I'm about the dollar. What the? It's 50 Cent." You know, and it's just
But there you go. But then Jay-Z fans now know about 50 Cent.
yeah.
And he's just elevated.
That's
But I
actually
think-
one of the best marketing strategies that 50 Cent has done for himself. That works for him. I don't know if it can work for everybody.
But that's the thing. I
personally,
don't think it works because there's this thin line in society where women are obviously viewed completely different to men. And
100%.
when women fight, it's ratchet. When men fight, it's gangster. So it's like when 50 Cent will come out and blatantly say, "I'm being a bully," and then when we see Cardi B, oh, that's just so not ladylike and things like that. But then when you hear what she was potentially fighting about, you think someone's calling out your child or someone's saying all these things and someone's trying to block your money. Do you just sit down and let that happen, or do you fight back? So it's like a double-edged sword.
But
I think
it's the stigma about it being a woman doing that,
But I think
standing up for herself. Where if it was a man in hip hop, then it would just be it's just hip hop beef.
But for me, when I heard about that, I thought it was crazy. I was thinking, but you guys love Cardi B for her ratchetness. This is what she's been. This is what created Cardi B to be the world-known Cardi B.
Right.
She's been ratchet. That was her selling point. Like, to be herself, whether you want to call that ratchet, you call that ratchet, but she's always showed to be the person that she is. Even when she was on Love and Hip Hop, she was getting into beef sometimes because there's certain things she didn't accept, whether it was from a man, a female, regardless of anything. She had morals that when once overstepped, she showed in the media that she wouldn't tolerate it. And so when there was the issue with the Nicki Minaj and Cardi B thing, my take was in it like, you're just using this opportunity, like whoever's Nicki Minaj's PR team or whoever's the PR team trying to bring down Cardi B, because she's been doing amazing. Let's be honest. She's been doing absolutely amazing. And for someone that is like selling themselves to being just how they are, like as a person, it's an incredible thing. It's shown that anything is possible. You can come from anywhere around the world, being at the lowest of lowest, and you can still become someone great. And I think that's one of the main things that we need to remember about Cardi B, regardless of, there's certain things that maybe she does that I don't personally, I wouldn't do myself, but it's just the beauty of the fact that she's authentic and she is exactly who she is the time.
I think another factor that comes in here is this whole thing about almost showing some respect for the people who came before you. And I think that's kind of what the struggle is here. And Nicki Minaj faced it, because when Nicki Minaj came out, you had people like Lil Kim that was saying like she's violating, she's not like actually paying her dues to the people who came before her. And I think that's to an extent the struggle that Cardi B and Nicki Minaj are having at the minute. And it's almost like calmer in a sense for Nicki Minaj, because it's that now she's probably starting to see what Lil Kim meant when she was making those comments, because obviously she's thinking that Cardi B should respect me because I've been here before. But I think it's also a struggle with artists as well, where it's part of evolution. You know,
Exactly.
your 5 minutes of fame must come to an end, or
if you're not changing it up.
if you're not changing it up, yeah,
because the one person that comes into my mind that is a bit of an anomaly in this. So she's a female rapper in hip hop, obviously. That's Missy Elliott. Because I can't remember her being pitted against someone else.
Nope.
Because she always kept it fresh. So is it being a female thing, or is it being a unique artist thing?
I think it's definitely a unique artist thing. This is what I was saying earlier. Like the labels like to bring in all this kind of same people and then pit them against each other. You can't pit two completely different artists against each other, because they both have something different. They're gonna have different target audiences. You don't need to tap into anybody else's area. You don't need to overstep. You can just respect them for the fact they're an amazing creative.
Yeah, but I think the issue that Nicki Minaj had as well, and what separates her from Cardi, is because Nicki Minaj tried to be both Lil Kim and Lady Gaga in one.
Yeah.
So she had a formula that the record labels obviously used, whereas Cardi B has been, like you said, authentic the whole time. So that's even why after the beef, like, we just like come back to what you said. That's Cardi B.
Yeah.
Exactly.
She ain't being different. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's just her.
And I think another playing field that they tried to do is, because obviously Nicki Minaj has looked more as a prim and proper artist rather than Cardi B. I think they tried to use that whole aspect, like you're putting that kind of artist on top to be someone that kids are going to look at rather than a prim and proper
But
artist.
then on the flip side, I feel like Nicki
mixed
Minaj has kind of thrown that away, this whole album promotion, because her whole album like promotion and marketing strategy for this album for me is just inciting beef with everyone.
She's had a lot of
It
beef.
has been. Yeah.
Like she's
had a lot of
literally
beef.
beefed every single person, and I feel like that is
bit
probably
like-
what the fans read as somewhat being ungrateful.
Yeah.
Because she was saying
Clutching
things
at
like,
straws a bit.
you know, like, mate, if you didn't get to number one, like,
You didn't get
it
number
just is
one,
what it
yeah.
is.
It's true.
Like, and I heard this, it was Snoop Dogg, and he was having a conversation with like LeBron James and things like that. And he was basically saying like he hates being number two, but what he's realized is you have to up your game.
Exactly. It's a
And you're no
meritocracy,
longer
man.
you're no longer gonna be the new guy in hip hop. So what else is there for you to do? And I think that's kind of the stage where Nicki Minaj is at.
100%.
Like, you're not gonna be the freshest young rapper. Like, there's that Steph London and all that are coming for you right now. Like Miss Banks and all of that are coming for you, because the UK has to be taken serious. And it's not that, again, I shouldn't even be using the term of coming for you, but they're rising up in the game
Yeah.
as well, and they're gonna be given their time to shine.
And also the audience changes. Like
Yeah.
this is what like Jay-Z found, you know, like, and he was smart enough to call out Drake as, look, now it's Drake's game. Just watch what he does with it, kind of thing. So he kind of, it's such a smart thing to do as a rapper. He's like, you know what? I know that he's gonna blow. So instead of me trying to compete and on that, I'm gonna call it out. So I'm going to look like a genius for the next 10 years, which he does. Do you know what I mean? And then obviously he's taken his audience and done something different with it. And Drake
That's
has.
it. And Jay-Z is still one of the top earners in rap. you know?
Exactly.
Because he's seen of ways to diversify and to go out there, you know.
Exactly.
you've
And that's why you
grown-
have to change it
You
up.
have to grow, you have to evolve. You
Yeah.
can't just expect to stay there. So I think it works both ways. I think artists need to realize, like, you've had your time. Someone else is going to come up behind you
So you
now
gotta
to have
reinvent
their
yourself.
time. So you have to reinvent yourself.
Well, look at Lady Gaga, for example. Like you said, so when Nicki came out, she was Lil Kim and Lady Gaga mixed together in terms of like the outfits and all those kind of
Yeah.
things. It was very shock factor. And that's what Lady Gaga's marketing plan was. She didn't come to a red carpet without some extravagant,
Extravagant.
mad outfit made of meat. Or Kermit the Frog.
Like,
or-
how far do you
That-
really
right,
wanna
exactly.
go?
Literally,
But-
she had no boundaries. I loved
then
it.
on her latest album, she's like, you know what, this is just me.
Yeah.
No-
Stripped it all back.
Stripped it all back.
But now she's acting.
Yeah. So that's
And,
reinvention.
yeah.
That's keeping yourself relevant and constantly challenging yourself. So it's like, you can't step on my toes because I'm constantly moving.
Yeah, that's the person I think is the person that has been doing it for years and years. And why they call her the queen is Beyonce. She is constantly pushing herself beyond, like constantly. I don't know if I watched one of her documentaries. I don't know if it was last year or the year before, but she was like, she's got 24 hours. She's going to use those 24 hours. She's constantly pushing. She's like, okay, I've done that album. I've done that tour. What's next? What can I do next that's going to shock people? And she's constantly looking to shock people.
But I think it also depends on what your focus is on. I feel like Beyonce is so focused on her craft. And being an entertainer. Like Beyonce is not, like Beyonce doesn't get involved in the beef. She doesn't like, it's almost like she's over there on Beyonce planet and we're just invited to come in whenever she opens up the door.
To me, she's the closest thing to Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
100%.
In the sense that she's so focused on elevating her craft. And the proof's in the pudding. When she jumps on stage, like the thinking behind it, like the creativity behind it, the actual performance, the vocals, like everything she is doing is next level for her. She's being the best version of herself every single time and up in the level every single time. It's insane.
And
She
I've
is the best
watched
performer.
documentaries of Beyonce, and Beyonce is one of those people where she's not even just focused on her performance, from the lighting
literally
all the way through to every single element of the performance.
And that's why I compare it to
of.
Michael Jackson, because it's every element. You're thinking of every element and trying to make every element creative.
So
I think we've decided that it's more about being a unique artist.
Yeah, and focusing on your craft. And I think when you're focused on being the best that you can be at what you do, competition's irrelevant.
100%. Oh my gosh, you literally just read my mind.
It's like what we do here, like for the podcast. So we put our all into it. Every other podcaster on Instagram, we big them up too. We shout them out on our profile. We will promote what they're doing, because at the end of the day, we don't have any competition when our competition is being better than ourselves yesterday. So if you're focused on that rather than focusing on all the noise that's going on around you, that's how you fall into the trap.
Yep.
I feel like a lot of these artists as well, it's like there's this thin line between artist and celebrity now. So it's not even really about the music. For a lot of them, it's about the celebrity. It's not about the music.
I know a lot of artists, and I see a lot more images and imagery being put out than music.
It's this whole lifestyle.
It's
It's
the
got
lifestyle.
nothing to do with the music. So I think if you coming up can take anything from this, it's just focus so much on your craft.
Be so good they can't ignore you.
Exactly. It's like, and I think that's what
it.
will separate you from, because when I always look at American artists and all of that, like again, if you're going to aim high, aim for Beyonce, man.
That's it.
Don't aim for
100%.
anything in between, because every single person, like you might not even really like Beyonce's music, but you would go to a Beyonce concert because you just
100%.
know
At the very least, you have to respect
her.
the craft, like
the work ethic,
She's-
everything.
exactly.
It's incredible. Her
people
work
aren't
ethic is incredible.
Exactly, and you don't get to that position by accident. So I think people need to realize that, regardless of what you think about a person or if you like the work that they're putting out, they are there for a reason, and it's
100%.
not by accident. It's a lot of hard work.
Yeah. So yeah,
I like that topic.
I love
I
that
know.
topic too.
Well rounded.
Definitely.
So on that note, what can we expect from Miss Valentina?
So I've got the video for Foolish Ways finally dropping.
Dope.
Yeah, it's
When's that
actually
dropping?
it's dropping on the 31st of October.
Oh,
Ooh.
dope. Halloween.
Yeah,
Halloween.
on Halloween.
Dope.
Doom, doom, doom.
Where can people catch that?
Well, at the moment, I haven't got a confirmed location, but I will have everything up on my socials. On my,
Share it with us as well. We promote the hell out of it for you.
Yeah, 100%. I'll send it to you guys, definitely.
Dope.
I'm really looking forward to sharing this this first project with everyone, with the world, so they can have a little more of an insight to me, because sometimes it's very easy to get lost in your own little world as an artist, especially when you're first coming up and stuff, and then you're like, oh, okay, I need to connect and stuff, and then you just realize, okay, you haven't actually spoke to anyone. Nobody knows what you're doing. Nobody knows who you are. Who are you? What has made you become an artist? Do you know what I mean? So it's I want to bring the world into my world.
I think if
And-
any advice that we can give to you, one that we learned recently from Smade, who is a promoter, he's
Yeah.
an Afrobeats promoter, and he's really taking it back to grassroots and really connecting with your fans
yeah.
outside of social media.
Mm-hmm.
So
Real
building
life.
up that fan base, because everyone's so focused on likes
And followers.
and followers.
And followers.
But that doesn't even mean they might just like it because they think you're pretty. You need to go out there and build up that fan base
100%.
of true fans.
Yeah, that's
'Cause
why.
even if you have 1,000 true fans, there's actually a video about it. If you have 1,000 true fans and they buy into everything that you're doing, it's worth a lot more
More.
than 50,000 followers.
Yeah.
100%.
Exactly.
That's why I try to make sure I do shows as much as I can.
Yes.
Because
Touch and feel.
I definitely want to. I don't want to be. I always say all the time. Like sometimes I'll be like, I prefer to go out there and perform to 50 people than to be doing like a sitting down for like 5 hours trying to perfect like a little like Instagram
Yeah.
video, because I feel like I want to be there face to face with people. I want to engage. Like,
Live and direct.
can we have a conversation?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, and even if you just take it right back to the old school days, get these people down on your mailing list and
Yeah.
start sending them stuff, man.
Yeah.
Because it's like all this social media stuff is a distraction.
Mm.
And everyone's competing for that audience. But if
Exactly.
you can have that core audience that's showing up to every performance,
Yeah.
man, that's more valuable than 10,000 followers. So really, like, as part of your marketing team, that's advice that I would give.
Yeah.
Because I just realize everyone just wants to be online.
Mm-hmm.
But that personal connection is what's going to make you win. And we even had TaylorMade, and that's what they said as well.
Yeah.
It's key to have those core fans
Mm-hmm.
that are going to follow you and want to wear the same wig as you and have the same lashes as you and wear the same top that you was wearing
Yep.
last week, because they're the ones that's going to turn up and really promote you.
Yeah, I agree. No, it's true. It's very, very true. And that's exactly what I want. So I definitely, I started something called V Soul Train Sessions.
Yes, I was going to ask you that
yeah.
with Live in the Pimp.
Yeah, meets Live in the Pink Room.
What's it called, sorry?
V Soul Train Sessions.
V Soul Train Sessions.
Yeah, so I pick like different songs of my favorite songs, or songs that I grew up listening to that really were part of me as growing up as someone that loved music.
Mhm.
So I'm going to be doing it with different musicians as well, just to add different flavors and stuff, because I feel like there's not many platforms that show different musicians. It's all about artists like singing or rapping and stuff like that. So I want to, and that also, I love learning.
Yes.
I love
Keep it
learning.
fresh.
Yeah, keeping it fresh. I love learning, and I love interacting with different people in general.
Yeah.
So it's all about meeting new people and creating amazing music with them. So that's why I created V Soul Train Sessions. Also, it gives me the opportunity to sing songs. What people
She don't sing, y'all.
literally
She sings.
what about people saying, "Oh, you're gonna do the latest? Are you gonna cover the latest song?" No, I'm gonna do V Soul Train Sessions. Leave me be, please.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
So,
And eventually, I want to actually make it like a live thing.
Oh, sick.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're planning on doing something like that. Maybe next year we can start at the beginning.
Sounds
of
like what
next
Prince
year.
did.
Really?
Yeah, because he always done like jam sessions. And
Yeah,
obviously
yeah.
Prince in it. So
Yeah.
like mad, like the best artists and stuff would just turn up. And like it was one of Prince's things that he would have like an hour show,
Yeah.
but it'd always be a 4-hour show because he loved
getting
music
the
so
vibe
much.
of it,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then he would bring people up on stage, like different artists. Obviously, all the artists come out to see him, so it would turn into this massive variety show.
You see, that's dope. You see that?
It's because it's love.
That's dope.
Mm.
You've just got my mind going ding, ding, ding.
Yep,
light bulbs,
good.
light bulbs,
Ding,
light bulbs.
Yeah. You can do it, man. You can do it. So where can people follow you online, and where
Okay.
can they see you next live?
Okay, so my next live show is I'm doing EE Presents. That's going to be on the 5th of October.
Is that EE as in EE Mobile?
No, it's EE Presents. It's just it's a online showcase that it's actually literally, if you type in EE_presents, they're an amazing. I've actually been following them for a while. I've seen them do quite a lot of shows. They've done like some headline shows with Rachel Fox, Shea Universe, just like quite a lot of upcoming artists at the moment and stuff. So
Is that on Instagram?
yeah. EE
Where is it? Where
underscore
is it gonna be?
presents. It's going to be at Camden Assembly.
Camden Assembly.
Camden
Do you need to buy
Assembly.
tickets?
No, it's free, guys. It's
Oh, what time?
free. So I think it starts at 7. Starts at 7. I haven't got my time that I'm going to be on stage just yet, but I'll put all the information on my Instagram, which is at Valentina Music _ and my Twitter at Valentina Music _
Nice.
And my
It's
Facebook,
not often that you can get the same at on Instagram and Twitter.
trust
so well done.
me. And my Facebook is my Valentina Music _ I wasn't quite lucky with that one.
Yeah, see.
I tried.
Yeah.
But so that's going to be my next show. There's an amazing show coming up on the 3rd of October, Tempo and Flow.
Yes,
Ooh,
yeah,
yeah,
same
Tempo
one
and
that
Flow.
you came to, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to actually be doing a new song that I've done with another artist
Nice.
called Ben Hunter. He's amazing as well. So you guys should check him out. So yeah, that's on the 3rd of October, and then EE Presents, I'm on the 5th of October.
Dope.
Yeah, and I think I'm doing soul strip sessions on the 16th of October.
Cool. We'll stick up all the links for everybody in the description so they know exactly where to find you.
Yes.
But no, it's been really, really brilliant having you on.
Oh, thank you.
Absolutely
man.
amazing.
Having that exclusive performance that blew our minds. And
I was kind of thinking if we should get a quick Valentina dub plate. As you can tell from this conversation, that we thoroughly enjoyed this sit down with Valentina because this girl can sing. But please remember, guys, to subscribe to For the Creators on all major podcast platforms. It really helps other people to find our podcast. Make sure you review, recommend and share, and tune in. Remember, we're releasing episodes every Monday and every Friday. This has been For the Creators, and we've really enjoyed having your ears today.
Really enjoyed it. Really appreciate it. And thank you very much for having us.
Thank you very much for having me, guys.
Wow, it's been beautiful.
Bye.
Cheers.
Bye.